And we're now getting some breaking news. This is regarding the U.S. takeover of Venezuela. Now, Donald Trump's big warning to Venezuelan vice president: behave or face worse than Maduro. Warning from Trump. Trump says that if Venezuela doesn't behave, it will strike again. That's the warning from the United States president to Venezuela Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, who is all set to take over as Maduro has been held in U.S. jail. So, Donald Trump, in a telephone interview, said that Delcy Rodriguez, Venezuela's vice president, could pay a very big price if she does not do what he thinks is right for the South American country. That's the warning from Donald Trump for Delcy Rodriguez, who is all set to take over the reins of Venezuela. She was the vice president, and now she's all set to become the interim president of Venezuela after Maduro was flown to the United States, and he is currently in the U.S. custody. My colleague Rohit Sharma is now joining us with more details on this. Rohit, that's a big warning from Donald Trump to the Venezuelan vice president, who's all set to become the interim president. And Donald Trump has also claimed that the leader must do what Donald Trump thinks is right for Venezuela.
I think President Trump has made it clear. He said that yesterday during his press conference, and I think he's given another interview to a U.S. publication where he's outlined the exact same thing. So looks like President Trump, is going back to what he had said earlier, that the leadership and the interim government in Venezuela should be listening to what Washington D.C. wants and enforce those policies. In fact, he has maintained that Rodriguez is the right leader at this point in time, but she has to follow orders. And I think, it is not surprising that he would put her on notice, because the reason Maduro was removed was because he was not, coordinating with the U.S. and was not friends with the U.S. So I think it is kind of expected that President Trump would put her on notice as well. But again, I think, the consensus is that we'll have to wait and watch as to how things turn out. We still have a lot of deployment in the Caribbean. We obviously haven't seen a second wave of attack. But I think, in other interviews with Secretary Rubio, who was doing the rounds of news channels this morning, he also made it clear that the United States will have option, including deploying troops if it comes to that. So I think they're maintaining a big pressure on Rodriguez to make sure that she follows through the promises or the agreement that she has had with the U.S.